Hey folks, Chris here with MPC Remote Start. Today I'm going to show you how to take this remote car starter and install it into this 2014 Nissan Frontier Key to start. Now this kit will cover from 2008 to 2019 Nissan Frontier. I'm going to show you what's included in the box and what tools we need to complete the install. Let's get started. Before we get started and show you what's inside the box, we're going to point out the label. The label has a QR code that you're going to scan to download the tip sheet for the instructions of your install. Let's go ahead and open the box. So included is going to be your MPC Remote Start module, the Nissan ignition harness and OBD harness, along with the transponder harness. There's a 20-pin connector, the valet switch, the door lock T-harness, wire pack, and the MPC panel tool. Here are the tools we're going to use today to complete our install. We're going to be using our cordless drill, a pair of pliers, our crimpers, wire strippers. We'll need zip ties, a 10mm socket with socket wrench, Phillips screwdriver, and our MPC panel puller. Okay, to get started, we need to remove this lower dash panel. To do so, we're going to remove the two screws. One screw is behind this panel right here that we're going to go ahead and pull out to excess. So you remove your molding. We're going to go ahead and pop off this connection right here. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to access this screw right here and pull it out. Then we're going to move to the other screw on the other side. With that screw removed, you're going to be able to pull the panel flat out, and that'll give you access to this lower portion to get into the ignition system. All right, so we're going to go ahead and unplug our factory ignition connector right here at the back of the key cylinder to plug in our T-harness. So we're going to go ahead and use our pick here, push it up on it, and snap it right out. All right, we're going to go ahead and take the female connector of the T-harness, plug it into the factory connector, make sure we got a good snap connection. And then we'll take the male connector of the T-harness and plug this into the factory connector. Okay, it's very hard to see because it's inside the dash right at the bottom of the ignition cylinder, but what I'm tapping right here is going to be the 4-pin connector for our transmodder connection that plugs into the NAS2-2. Okay, reaching up here under the dash, you're going to have to get to the transponder. There we go. Our 4-pin transponder connector is here. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and take the NAS2-2 connector. We're going to plug in to that. Now we're going to take our male connector and plug it up back into the transponder connector here. And there's your connection. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take the 20-pin connector and we're going to make these connections that have to go to the T-harness. Not all these wires are used. We're only going to use the yellow, the purple yellow, the dark blue, the light blue, and light blue black. The rest of these wires that we're not going to use, we're going to go ahead and cut short and tape them away. We've cut away those wires. We're going to use the light blue black and the purple yellow. They're going to go to the light blue black and the NS2-2. Okay, good. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do the light blue to light blue. Those connections are now made. Okay, so what we've completed here is we've gone to make the light blue connection to the light blue connection, and then the light blue black connection goes to light blue black and the purple yellow coming from the 20 pin. So this connection is complete. We're going to move over to the next connection from the T-harness. Our next connection is going to be the yellow wire from the 20 pin connector. It's got to go to a T-tap right here on the pink ignition wire. Clip it into place. Take the yellow wire. There we go. Making sure on both sides that it got a connection, the blade didn't slip, and that completes the yellow wire connection. Okay, there's a black wire on the 6-pin connector, which is your ground wire. So we're going to go ahead and mount that directly to metal here. That'll secure our ground right there. Okay, we're ready to do the OBD2 harness connection, so we're going to need to push this factory connector out. There's clips on the side, you push those in, and that's going to pull the factory connector right out. What we're going to do now is plug in the factory connected to our T-harness and then plug in our T-harness in that place there. Take your female connector from the OBD harness, plug it right in, it'll clip into place. Then you take your factory connector and snap this into place. Okay, the last wire connection that we would have made on the 20-pin connector is the dark blue wire. It's for the auto light shutdown. This vehicle is not equipped with auto lights, so we're not going to make this connection. However, if we did have to make this connection, there's a white 15-pin connector at the body control module where we would connect to the gray wire for the door pin to do the auto shutdown. All right, so at the top of the BCM is a black 15-pin connector. This is what we're going to remove from the BCM and plug into our LMM NIS5 door lock motor relay connector. We're going to go ahead and plug our T-harness into then and make the connection to the BCM. All right, we'll take the female connector of the T-harness, we're going to plug it into the factory connector here, plug it into place. Now we're going to go ahead and connect the male connector up into the BCM. Okay, so the module's ready to program. What we're going to do now is you press and hold down the program button. While holding down the program button, you plug in the 6-pin connector. The lights are going to start to alternate. Let go on a solid single yellow light. And I'll go ahead and plug in the rest of the connectors. Press the program button 2 times, 1, 2. Okay, waiting for a solid yellow light. Okay, there's our solid yellow. Now we're going to insert the key into the ignition. Turn the ignition to the full on position. Okay, red and yellow. Now we're going to be waiting for a blue flashing light. There's our blue flashing light. Turn the key off, pull the key out, insert the key again, turn the key back on. Lights are going to alternate and flash. This could take a few minutes. We're going to be waiting for a flashing yellow light. And there's our flashing yellow light. Turn the key off, pull the key out. Programming is complete. Now that we've completed the programming, we're going to go ahead and make the LMM NIS5 connection with the black 3-pin connector here. And we can go ahead and test our remote start. Okay, let's do a quick test start, make sure everything's connected correctly before we button this up. Okay, we've gone ahead and done our test start. Everything's good, working properly. We're going to go ahead and tie it up and put everything back up in the dash. Okay, so we're going to do a remote start. To do so, you press lock, lock, lock. This will activate the remote start and the vehicle will start. Once the vehicle is started, you'll unlock the door with the remote, come around, open your door, close the door, put your key into the ignition, turn it to the full on position, step on the brake pedal. That'll deactivate the remote start, allow you to put the vehicle in gear and drive away.